Why don't underwater habitats get more notoriety?
Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
So if this sounds familiar, a few episodes back on one of the shorts, I did a topic similar to this, talking about why aren't there more underwater habitats available for people to visit? And they kind of go hand in hand, but there are some differences I really wanted to focus on. It's something I've been thinking about here a lot recently. So getting to it real quick, there's three main reasons that seem to be at the forefront. They're not very well known to the general public. I don't think most people are very aware of the existence of manned underwater habitats. I think they think it's science fiction, or they just don't exist, or all they know are these rooms underwater in Dubai or Fiji or wherever. And so the public perception, I think, plays a lot into it. Another reason is they're not featured in media very much, which again helps feed that public perception. So you rarely see news articles about it. Even when something big comes out, Deep recently came out with their Sentinel project, and that was a big deal. It's a modular underwater habitat, a large one proposed to be built, and there's very little news on that. Same thing with Fabien Cousteau and his Proteus program. It gets more than anybody, but that's partially just because he's got a legacy there for generations under the Cousteau name. So again, that lack of media being drawn to underwater habitats once again goes back and affects public perception. And lastly, they're not, as I put it, sexy, but really exciting or as glamorous as space, for the most part, or other exploration things too. You look at manned underwater habitats; they're not as exciting. They're up to now they've always just been steel boxes or cylinders. They're drab, they're gloomy, they're tin cans, so they're not very glamorous like space exploration has been and is, and they don't seem to offer much, unlike missions to Mars or the missions to the moon or just to the space station and stuff along those lines. So you got a multi-factor thing affecting people's perception of what is underwater or what can be underwater. So I think the task at hand is, how do we battle that? How do we fight that? And what changes do we need to be made? Obviously, if we make something that is visually appealing with a great mission, media will hopefully jump on board that, which then will change public perception. But it's a domino effect of what needs to happen in order for us to change the global perception of what a manned underwater habitat is, its purpose, why it is out there, and that they're cool, and that there is an alien world under the oceans and in our back door, pretty much, our back yard per se, that is out there to be explored, and it doesn't take leaving Earth's atmosphere in order to find it. So what's your thoughts? Do these sum up the reasons why manned underwater habitats aren't as popular in today's culture, or is there something that I'm missing that we can be focusing on to make them better?